The fundamental change that I'm talking about in Broward County, Miami-Dade, right here in Palm Beach, is local elections and people getting involved. Because if you don't take those local offices and show them the fundamental difference of an effective conservative governorship versus these liberal wish lists, it's never going to change at the state and federal level. Local elections are very important, and don't think you're not qualified. Don't think that, no, I can't do that. You can. As I said, I'm a welder, welding inspector, and I'm running for federal office. It can be done. Now, to touch a little bit about what she said and some of our literature that we passed out, the biggest issue that we have down here that we discovered during the COVID lockdowns is that it crushes an economy that is not diversified. South Florida is primarily restaurants, entertainment, tourism. Now, when you've got all that in one bucket and you have something such as a pandemic or you have a storm, then you've got hard times coming, and it's gonna take a while to get over. Now, agriculture was also affected. It's one of our larger parts of our economy here in South Florida, and that's one of the reasons, besides running against an impeached federal judge, that I chose District 20, because it's mostly rural. I grew up on a farm out in the country. I gravitate to that lifestyle, if you can tell the word. And I normally do wear, cowboy hats and stuff. So, with that being said, it all starts at that school board with education. You cannot build a workforce that is trained without having proper education. We have to give these kids the tools that they need to compete in a world market. We're looking right now with the ships out off the West Coast, causing supply chains. We need to be making that stuff here. We need to bring manufacturing back to Florida. The only way to do that is get vocational school back in the high schools, get trade schools for the adults that are looking for something other than a minimum wage job. Minimum wage is not an aspiration. It didn't take me long to figure out I couldn't support 2 kids on minimum wage. So I learned to trade, I learned how to pipe, fit, and weld. It's a good trade. I did go the route a bit a little bit different than Dan. I went to college and discovered that, well, what they're teaching just ain't getting it. That it's a different situation, and that, yes, they are indoctrinating our kids, and it needs to stop. So I learned to trade, went to work. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that tradesmen such as welders can make upwards of $200,000 a year. That's not bad to chicken scratch. So I want to see diversification in our economy, but we need a good work base. The only way we can get there is through education. Because I will use my contacts that I've made throughout the years in the industry, everything from geothermal to nuclear power, pipe shops, fabrication, steel manufacturing, that once we begin that transition and we have a worker base, that we can start bringing in jobs. So that's the platform.